Hey guys, in this video we'll have a look at arrays in PHP and how they work. As usually, we will start by writing array and we will create array, and then I will explain you how it works and what we can do with it. So when we're creating array, we usually write a variable. Any variable is just an array, but it will collect not only one value, but it will collect more than one value. That's pretty much the only difference between simple variables and arrays. So let's create a variable, and let's say variable, I will call it cars. Okay, you can call your whatever you want, but I created variable cars, and as you know, to create simple variable, we could, let's say, store one value in simple variable. It would be, let's store some string value, and it would be BMW, for example. BMW is good car, for example, right? And this is simple variable where we store only one value. But with arrays, we can store in one variable more than one value, and array is the same variable, only it stores more than one value. So let's see how we can do it. And in PHP, to create an array, we use array function array and two these quotation marks, not quotation marks but brackets. We use array and two brackets, and in brackets we can add as many values as we want in array, and we can add as string values as any other values which we want in array, which we usually add in simple variables. Only in arrays we can add multiple values, and then we can get from this particular variable or this particular array, we can access only the value which we want to access or which we need at the given time. So let's have a look. For example, we created these cars, and all values we specify in array, we separate them by commas. For example, first one I will write BMW. You could write simply BMW or is good car, for example, right? Then we could create another value, for example, Audi is good too, or whatever, and we could give a third value, and that could be number, for example 123, and we could give another value, for example, let's give another Opel or whatever. But main thing here is not about these values, but about understanding that in array, by using this array function, by passing these values, you can add more than one value. But these values has to be separated by comma. And like in programming, you don't use obviously comma after the last value. And how you can access now those values? You can access these values by their index numbers, and the index numbers in array starts from 0. So this would be value 0, second one would be value 1, third one would be value 2, and last one would be value 3. And note, in arrays you start by 0. You don't start, first value in array will not be 1, it will be 0. So let's have a look and how we could, for example, display this first value on the screen. Not all of them, but only this first value which we stored in this array cars. So to display this value, we need to refer to its index number, and like I said, index numbers, and they always start by 0, 1, 2, and 3 would be the last in this particular array, and we can add as many values as we want. And I will call this cars, and after this cars, to get this first value, we use its index number, and in this particular case, if we would want to display this first value, we use this 0. Like I said, you use this 0, and now we have this value, and let's display it on the screen by echo. Okay, and with echo we are displaying this first value from this cars array on the screen, because this is 0, 1, 2, and 3. I'm repeating so many times just to make you understand that all values in arrays always and in all programming languages start from 0. First value in any array is referred as index number 0. Second one is 1, and third one is 2, and fourth is 3 in this array. So we are echoing out this 0 value, and let's save this, and let's go to our browser, refresh, and we see BMW is good car is displayed on the screen. So if you would want to display this 1, 2, 3 on the screen, so what would be that? How we could do it? We would simply need to change this index number of this particular array. So if this is 0, then this is 1, and this is 2. So to display 1, 2, 3, we use index number 2 in this cars, which is the array's name itself. Simply we use square brackets where we place in this index number. So let's save this. Let's go back to our browser, refresh, and we see 1, 2, 3 is displayed on the screen. And here you straight away see that we can store different data type values in our arrays, because as you see, here I stored string, here I stored string, but this is integer, and we can store different values in particular arrays if we would want to. Like you see in this particular array, I stored two data type values. One is strings and another is integers, and it's no problem to do this. Okay guys, this is, yes, array. And one more thing I would want to show you about arrays is, for example, how you would want, if you, for example, have a big array and you would want to see how many values are in that particular array. And you see we have 1, 2, and 3, and 4 values. So we could do it by executing count function on this particular array, and this will display the number of how many count function allows us to display how many values are in this array. So let's save this, let's go back to our browser, refresh, and we have boom. Actually no, this was in JavaScript, sorry guys, have too many programming languages in my head. So in PHP it goes in as parameter in count function. Yes, sorry guys, copy. If you know too many programming languages, sometimes you make these type of mistakes. Okay, and here you have count, and you use this particular array as parameter in count function. Count is built-in PHP function which you can use to get the number of values in particular array. So we now use count and cars because the name of this array is cars. Let's save it. Let's go back to our browser, refresh, and we see that 4 is displayed on the screen because there is 1, 2, 3, and 4 values. However, they start counting by 0, 1, 2, and 3. But they are 4 in there. So to get all of them 4 out on the screen, we simply can use this count function. Okay guys, this was about simple arrays and how you can use them. And actually now I will show you one more way. If you would want to add something to particular array and you know that we have 0, 1, 2, and 3, and if we would want to add in fourth place as well something in this array, we could do it manually by writing variable cars referring to this particular array's name. Then we could create a new index number, for example for 4, because we have this 0, 1, 2, and 3. These index numbers we have something. Let's create something in 4. And we will add another car, for example string value, and I will add Toyota. Okay, Toyota. Now we added one more, we actually added one more value into this array. And now if we echo out count of these cars, you will see it's not 4 anymore, like 1, 2, 3, 4, but it will be 5 because we added one more value into this array. Let's save this. Let's go back to browser, refresh, and you see we have 5. And if we would want to display this Toyota on the screen, for example, you already know how we can do it. We could simply take this cars 4, copy, and echo it out instead of this count. Okay, cars 4, echo it out from this variable cars on the screen. So let's save this, let's go back, refresh, and you see Toyota is displayed. So this particular array cars now holds five values. Okay guys, so pretty much like you understand now, difference between simple variables and arrays is that array is the same variable, but it allows us to hold more than one value, and we can refer to these values by their index numbers. And index number starts from 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on and so forth, but it starts from 0, not from 1. And if you would want to add something manually, you can do it this way by writing another index number and just adding some value to it. And by using count function, which is built in PHP function, you can display on the screen how many values are in particular array. And you use just this array's name, like variable name of this particular array, and it will display how many values are in that particular array. Okay guys, this is how you create arrays, simple arrays, how you can get their values, how you can assign their values. And in the next video we'll have a look at associative arrays or associative arrays and how you can create them and how you can work with them. And okay, if you like this video, if you found this video useful, then please leave a like, subscribe, share this video, and see you in my other videos.